How do we stop bullying? We can't. And that is the question I am asked most often when I go to schools to speak on the subject. It's, how can we stop bullying in our schools? And every single time I tell them, you can't. We're all working towards making the situation 99% better, at best. It did happen, it does happen, and it will. Luckily, we're asking ourselves the wrong question. You see, we as a society, we keep fighting this. We want our kids to go into a school where they feel safe, where there's no hassling and no bullying going on. So if that's what society wants, society gets. So the Minister of Education is going to say, well, no, there's no problem. We're going to create laws and write documents and create protocols, and we're going to release funds. And we're going to give those protocols and those funds to the school boards, which will be redirected into their schools to help them stop bullying in their environment. And once they receive that, they're going to say, well, I'm going to give that to the most perfect person to stop bullying, the most educated person to stop bullying, either the special aid technicians or the teachers. And they're going to say, well, I'm not too sure where to start with this, but I'll do exactly how I learned it in university, which is bring a kid from point A to point B, intellectually speaking. So we're going to give them definitions. We're going to put posters on our walls. We'll paint a mural with inspirational quotes. We'll have a pink t-shirt day. We're going to wear bracelets. We're going to have a parade. And hopefully, my situation, my interventions will stop bullying. Hope is the most useless feeling in the emotional catalog. The minute you start to feel hope, you should realize that whatever you're doing is not working, but you're just telling yourself, maybe if I get lucky, things will go my way and bullying will magically disappear. It's impossible to think that wearing a pink t-shirt on a specific day will stop bullying. All it does is create a platform on which people can take a stand on a subject where there's no debate. We all agree with you. Nobody wants bullying in our schools. Nobody in the right state of mind is going to say, tell you what, I think it's going to be better for my kids and going to help them out with their emotional development. Nobody says that. Luckily, we're asking ourselves the wrong question. Every single time you're going to try to fix an emotional problem with an intellectual solution, it's going to fall short. You see, you probably saw this before. They take this sheet of paper and they make a ball with it, and when they open it back up, they see all these creases on the piece of paper. And they explain that if every crease on that sheet of paper is like a situation where you saw yourself as the victim. You see, trying to stop bullying is like trying to find ways at which our kids can go through life without anything bad happening to them. It's impossible. Everybody here has found themselves faced with a situation where they were a victim. We're asking ourselves the wrong question. We should be asking ourselves, what if we can find a situation at which we can make that sheet of paper thicker so the situation doesn't define us, it won't affect us. You see, if I take this sheet of cardboard and I make a ball with it and unfold it, you're going to see the crease, but there's not going to be any deepness in that crease. And the way we do that is by creating confidence. As teachers and as parents, our job is to show our kids ways at which they can generate confidence for themselves and find situations as victories so they can feel confident in themselves. Every single time I speak to teachers, I ask them, what's your job? Define me what you do for a living. And every single time I get the same answer. Well, I teach math and biology and chemistry in grade 6 curriculum. And every single time I tell them, that's not your job. Your job is not to teach grade 6 curriculum, but to take that curriculum as a vehicle in which they can feel confident in themselves. You see, I'm going to show you something really hard to understand. And whenever I'm done teaching you this, I'm going to give you work. I'm going to give you exercises. And whenever you can apply whatever I just taught you on those exercises, I'm going to say, I told you you could do it. You kept telling me you couldn't. Well, that just proved you wrong. Do you realize how intelligent you are? You should be proud of yourself. Your goal is not to teach a certain curriculum, but to take that curriculum as a vehicle in which you can show our kids how to generate confidence for themselves. Same thing goes for parents. Your only job as a parent is to educate your kids on how to be self-sufficient in life. That's it. And your kids' only job is to take whatever information you need to give them and apply it. And that dialogue, it's called recognition. You need to tell them and show them how to be self-sufficient. And whenever they do apply it, you need to recognize that they did. I'm really happy that you act that way in that specific situation. Thank you for making my job as a parent so easy. Do you know how proud I am to be your father? The thing is, as parents, I get it. I hear so many times people out of frustration tell no to their kids, and I get it. You need to tell them no. Whenever they're doing something wrong and something dangerous for their lives, you need to tell them, no, you can't do this. But whenever they're doing something right, you got to tell them as well. Experts say that kids can hear the word no up to 400 times in a single day compared to a handful of yeses. That's like if me and you are in a car, you're driving and I'm co-pilot. We need to go to Toronto with no maps and no GPS. And every single time you make a wrong turn, I'm going to go, nope, wrong turn. Rerouting. How long is it going to take for you to get pissed off at me? You got to tell them no, but you got to tell them yes. You see, we need to generate confidence in our kids. That's what we all want as a human being. As teachers, as parents, as caregivers, we need to show them ways at which they can generate confidence for themselves or find situation as victory so they can feel confident in themselves. Because if you don't do it, they're going to do it by themselves. That's ironically how bullying starts. You see, me and you, we're between 3 and 4 years old. I'm playing with the ball. Cherry red, big yellow stars, school ball. And I'm having as much fun as I can possibly have with that ball. And you see me having some fun. So you come up to me and say, hey, Alain, can I play with the ball? Of course, I know, though, that's my ball. I want to play with it by myself. Leave me alone. Obviously, you probably feel rejection. So out of anger or frustration, you push me. I fall on the ground, let go of the ball. You pick it up, and you play with it. Of course, you're probably going to get in trouble because you can't push a friend or classmates but it doesn't matter what goes on after that point. You just got what you wanted. Later on throughout that day, I'm still playing with that ball. Cherry red, big yellow star, you know it. And when you see me having fun with that ball, so you come up to me again and ask me, can I play with the ball? But I remember what you did. So out of fear, I'll say, you know what? Here you go. I don't want to have nothing to do with you. You go play with it. I don't want you to push me. Here's what you just understood. If you can find a way to introduce or induce fear into somebody else, you're going to get exactly what you want, and you're not going to get in trouble because you didn't push anybody. You don't need to be physical every single time. You just learned how to turn a situation where you felt rejection into a situation where you feel confident. You need to show them proper ways at which they can do this. You see, if I see a kid who plays sports, he's good at school, he's got a lot of friends, emotional support. Whenever he goes home, he keeps having good times with his parents. They keep going to the movies. They went bowling last Friday. They're planning a little camping day in the backyard, planning a little bonfire. He's got a lot of positive parental presence. Tell a joke to that kid. Insult that kid. There's not going to be any deepness in that crease. There's probably not going to be a crease. You can't get to him. He's not a victim. I'm not talking about that kid. I'm talking about the kid who doesn't get to play sports. He's not directed into certain things that he likes to do, like piano or painting. He doesn't have good grades at school. He doesn't have a lot of friends, no emotional support. Whenever he goes home, Dad yells a lot. He keeps saying that he's stupid and annoying. Mom's on her phone. She keeps taking selfies and posting them on social media. He's got no positive parental presence. Insult that kid. Tell a joke to that kid. Not only there's going to be a crease, but it's going to be deep. You're actually defining that person. You see, we have to realize that the way that we speak to our kids is going to be the reason or the way that they speak to themselves. Show me a confident kid and I'm going to show you a kid who's not a victim. And if you don't have any victims, you're not going to have any bullies. You want to stop bullying? You're asking yourself the wrong question.